It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Some of you now know that I've been to Tesco and picked up all of their beers for the March release 2025. I'm starting to edge towards the end of the beers that I've reviewed from them. I've probably got about 3 or 4 left. But they launched about 15 to 20 new beers. It was a tremendous launch. To be honest with you, my overriding feeling right now is that the beers launched into Tesco in 2025, March 2025, have been really good. They've been really, really good. I've had an up and down relationship with the Tiny Rebel beers. Some I like, some I don't like, some I hate. They were the first brewery for me to really go down that kind of adjunct-y, concentrated juice IPA path that a lot of breweries followed. And I just found it really annoying. I just wanted a brewery to carry on putting beers into the supermarkets with hops, malt, yeast and water. Just make proper beer without headachy, adjunct-y stuff. But last year things started to change. Towards the end of 2024, Tiny Rebel launched their Hadouken double IPA into Sainsbury's, and I thought it was really good. And I thought, oof, maybe the tide is turning. Maybe this adjunct-y brewer is beginning to change its ways. Well, they have another beer. Let's find out. This is a double IPA that's launched. It's 8% ABV. They call it a nice called New England IPA. They've not labelled it double IPA. They've just called it IPA, which is fine. I'm fine with that. I quite like the hoodie and the baseball cap. It's very Newport, South Wales. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Tiny Rebel, of course, if you don't know, they're based in Newport, South Wales. Nothing wrong with the tracksuit though, is it? And here we go. The beer cost me £4 in Tesco. It's on a 4 for 3 deal. So you can buy 3 cans, you get the 4th free. That'll take that £4 price point down to about £3.20, £3.30, if my maths is correct. Beer in the glass, it looks good. It looks really good. Little sliver of a head at the top. You've got that classic hazy, oaty look to the beer. Not a lot. There is some carbonation in the beer, but there's not a lot of carbonation there. Let's get that all-important aroma. Yes, it seems that Tiny Rebel have decided to ditch the adjuncts, which I'm very happy about. I like the fact that when you put a double IPA to your nose, you know, let's make no mistake, this is a potent beer at 8% ABV. But you're getting the beer to your nose and you're having to really kind of sniff. And that reminds me of IPA of old. Because there were some IPAs, not all IPAs, some were very pungent. But there were some IPAs that really locked all of the flavour into the liquid, and you had to taste it to be able to pull it out. This is more of a of that style of beer. This is more of a, like, you're really having to get your nose in to get that aroma. So this has a lot of potential in my eyes. It's a little bit of passion fruit and mango and grapefruit, orange peel. But this has a lot of potential for a double IPA. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Yes! Yes! Tiny Rebel. Oh. Just when you're about to give up on the whole industry. Just when you're about to give up and never buy a supermarket craft beer again. I was nearly at that point. In fact, I went to see the Tesco release of these beers, March 2025. And I stood there thinking, oh, that's a good 70 quid's worth of beer right there. If I was to pick up all of them. Indeed, I did. But it was very much last resort. Or not last resort, wrong words. It was very much last chance. Last chance saloon. If I've spent 70 quid on all of these beers and they're a load of trash, then I'll never buy a supermarket beer again. And that was my attitude. That was my attitude with these beers. But thankfully, all of the releases have been really, really good. This is great. I've got no problem whatsoever spending £4 a can on this. No problem whatsoever. It's hoppy. It's beer. Finally, IPAs and double IPAs in the supermarket that actually taste like beer. Thank you. But it tastes, it's good. It's not just ordinary beer. It's good. It's good beer. It's the beer that you expected. It was what you wanted back in the day. It was kind of like what you craved for, and what made me really upset. What made me really upset was all of the adjuncts which were thrown in the beer. I'm tasting this. All I can taste, nice water quality. They've softened the water, Tiny Rebel, which is very important. I'm getting some nice wafery malt flavours coming through. I'm getting some nice oaty creaminess in there. Not overly done. I'm getting a whack load of hops. A whack load of hops in the beer. And I'm getting a massive sense of relief as well. In the brain. In my brain is like relieved to, like, I really was in that last chance saloon. I was like, I'm not doing it. If I spend 70 quid again, you've all seen the previous videos, the last 2 or 3 years of the supermarket beers that I've been buying, and I've been utterly disappointed with. It's because it's my hard-earned cash. I'd rather be taking my kids down the beach and having an ice cream for that, or taking them out for a meal for that 70 quid. Much prefer to be doing that than I was literally, the last 2 years, I was literally pouring so much of the supermarket beer I bought down the sink. It was all going down the sink. I wasn't drinking it because I wasn't prepared to give myself the headaches that these beers were. And this is the important point. They were giving me. I'm quite confident. I'm quite confident that I can drink this whole beer, I can go to bed, and I'll wake up with a normal head. That's really good beer. Nice one, Tiny Rebel. Rating. That's as good as the Hadouken that launched into Sainsbury's. That's a really good beer, that at 8% ABV. Tiny Rebel have always known how to make great beer. They launched on the scene at I remember the Great Welsh Beer and Cider Festival when they launched with their ice cream van, and they were literally, everybody was talking about them, and everybody was like, yeah, this is the next up and coming brewery. So they always knew how to brew good beer. I like this enough. For £4 a can, I think this is next to next to perfect. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.